So, day one down of the impeachment trial. What you think, guys? Did anybody else listen to the horseshit lies today? I had it playing in the background while I was working today. Wow. All I can say is wow. I can't. The they're really pulling a big pity party on the left. It's fantastic. It's fantastic watching. There's so many tears from the left. Like it's like a faucet came on. It was almost comical, really. You know how my daughter doesn't ever want to come back to the Capitol again. And she's 24. Well, you raised a snowflake. I'm gonna throw that out there. You raised a snowflake then. But I'm sorry, dude, lost his son or whatever. That's tragic. I'm not gonna make fun of him or say anything nasty about that. That's awful. I don't wish that on any human being. But tone down the waterworks. Like, seriously. When you want to, bring your family into this and say, I brought them here so they could see this peaceful transition of power and witness the greatest thing, and because of all the violence, she never wants to come back again, and that's the saddest thing for me to hear as a father. Like, he fake cried. Like, and it wasn't even good enough to win an award for. It wasn't even good. It wasn't even believable. That's the sad part. But when they took their break, because of course I was watching it on C-SPAN, but when they took the break, the funniest thing I think I saw today was Shumi Boy, which I swear to God I think he's a Nazi. And I filmed this part. I rewound it and filmed it and posted it to some places, because I was like, if you want a good laugh today, this will do it for you. Because, and I quote, and I quote, a mob of white supremacists, insurrectionists, and domestic terrorists. That's us. That's the deplorables. That's you and me. That falsely believe the election was stolen. Tried to overthrow the government. And President Trump, his lies that motivated the behavior of inciting violence. But my favorite part was where he called us all white supremacists, domestic terrorists, and insurrectionists. That was fantastic for me. Like, I've never, like, I've been called a racist plenty of times before. I've never been called a domestic terrorist before. That's a first for me. And no, I wasn't there, but I mean, like, yes, I get it. People shouldn't have tore shit up. We've talked about this on my other videos. None of the real patriots believe that anybody should have tore shit up, okay? Like, we get that. Nobody should have done it. We all agree that it shouldn't have happened. But to call everybody that was there a white supremacist, a domestic terrorist, like, to falsely believe an election was stolen. We don't falsely believe an election was stolen. We watched it happen. We know it happened. We haven't made it up in our heads. Like, it's not a delusion when half the country knows that more than half the country knows that it happened. I mean, you've got people who are Democrats who voted Democrat in the election that are sitting back going, something's not quite right with this. Like, I might not want Donald Trump as my president, and I might be glad Biden got in, but I can still tell you that something wasn't right with it. Like, I've talked to people like that. Okay? Like, I've talked to people like that believe that. So, you can't say that there's this crazy conspiracy small group of people that think that the election was a false election or that it was stolen. Majority of people know that it was stolen. Again, you're trying to tuck and cover your ass because you know you stole it. Blows my mind. And it shouldn't blow any of our minds. Again, I'm hyped up about this today because after listening to it while I was working, I mean, I was sitting there working and I would catch bits and pieces and I would just be like, did this idiot really say that? Like, I know you guys, if any of you all were listening to it, you all had to be doing the same thing. I don't know. I think you know, they want to scream about how this can't be how our democracy is, and this can't be what our country's founded on. Well, I hate to break it to you, bubs, all of you. Yeah, when you deny the will of the people are gonna rise up. We've done it before. You think we're not gonna do it again? Like, it goes back to, and again, this is what I have been concentrating and so mindfully praying and meditating about us saving ourselves. And no, I hate the idea of violence. I hate the idea of it. I hate the idea of families turning on each other and communities turning on each other. But what has been, that's what's been happening. It's been happening. The only difference is you've got a group of people who are called patriots who have sat back quietly and watched the shit go down and watched these extremist groups come floating into their towns and doing the rioting and doing the tearing shit up and being loud and being, you know, destructive, and sitting back and waiting for government officials, police, and I'm not going to blame the police, okay? I'm not going to do that because the police hands are tied by the people in positions of power who run their organizations. Because there's plenty of police that would much rather not have their hands tied and deal with the problem the way they know they need to deal with the problem, but because of the bureaucracy can't, for fear of repercussions of their actions. So I don't want that to be mistaken, because I know a lot of police and I know their thoughts on that, and how they really feel about that. So, and I'm sure there's some out there that are bureaucratic too and just are yes men. I'm sure there's those out there. But the ones that I know, they're not yes men. Okay, they're not willing to stand for that. So I don't want you to think I'm dogging out our police, because that's not, it's not what I'm doing. But we've sat back and just kind of been like, okay, well, you know, They're tearing shit up. They're, burning shit down. Government's not going to do anything about it. People are at a breaking point. And when you get a mass majority of people at a breaking point, again, what do you think is going to happen? People are going to start taking on the attitude of by any means necessary to save themselves and save their country. It's been done before. And it's not just about getting on the internet or on social media and sending messages. And that's a lot of it. That's I'm not going to say that that's not an important part, because you're gathering like-minded people and you're seeing who's out there, and there's strength in numbers by doing that. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, if the government's not willing to listen to the people, the only way that some of these people feel like they're going to be heard, when there's fraud in elections and there is corruption in government, what do you think the people are going to do? They're going to rise up. And it's not going to be pretty when they do. And unfortunately, I mean, you saw a small glimpse of that on the 6th. And yes, I understand there was Antifa and there was other people there, but look, there were patriots there doing it too. Let's call that like it is. Patriot movement's got to take some responsibility for that, because some patriots got caught up in that moment and were partaking in that destruction too. Okay? Now, but again, I almost can't blame them for doing it. Our government's not listening to us. Our government is not effectively delivering the will of the people. So, here we are. Here we are. That goes back to, no one's going to save us, but we're going to have to save ourselves. So take that for what it's worth. I hate that. Again, I hate the idea of violence. I hate it. Am I completely prepared for it? Yes. And I hate to say that as well, but yes. Yes. I will protect myself. I will protect my family to the death. And I'm pretty sure most of you feel the same way. And that is a sad shame that is the state that our country is in, that we are that divided, that we have to feel that way. That we have to feel that way. That we have to feel like we have to stock up on guns and stock up on ammunition because we can't trust our government enough to not impose their will on us, instead of them instilling the will of us across the nation. It's sickening. It makes me want to puke. It makes me want to puke. This is not the country I was raised in. It's not the values I was raised with. And it sure as hell is not the country I want to see my nephew grow up in. And I know a lot of you have kids, and I know it's not the country you want to see your kids raised in. This is part of that soul searching I've been doing, guys. And it's taken me to kind of a scary place. An enlightened place, but a very scary place. So house cleaning needs to be done. And not enough house cleaning was done when Trump was in office. And I hate to say that because I believe the man tried. I really do. But I think he was blocked on so many places. And I think people still surrounded him that were playing both sides of the fence. I've heard it from too many things I've watched, too many things I've read. You know, it's sickening. It's so sickening. The elitists, the career politicians, we need term limits. You know, government's not working. We need to shut it down and start over. And I hate that. It really, really, really sucks. Less government. Small government, less government. That's what we need. And we just can't seem to get there. And I don't have the answer of how to get there. You know, I don't. If anybody does, please God tell me. I think we're all looking for that answer. But anyway, it continues tomorrow at noon. So, you know, that 56 to 44 vote today. There's 44 people up there that maybe have a brain in their head. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure. Some of them that voted no, I still, you know, I still don't like. So, I don't know. We shall see. I will be listening tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm hoping to get my live on. So, hopefully this will also be some topic of conversation on the live tomorrow. But as for tonight, I'm going to rest. I'm going to pray. God knows I need prayer for my soul right now because it's in a dark place. And I'm trying to stay in the light. And right now, the state of things, it's really hard to do. So, I pray for you all. I pray for myself. I pray for this nation. I pray for my family. I hope you're well. I am trying my damnedest to be well and stay faithful and give it up. So, I hope you guys are doing the same. It's getting really hard to watch right now. So, you know, as much as I try to be encouraging for everybody else on these videos, some days, like today, I need to try to encourage myself. I am human. We are all human. Some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad. So, be well, be blessed, pray, meditate. That's what I'm going to go do for a long time tonight. Try to get right. Try to get aligned. Try to get some direction. So, Be safe tonight. Icing and everything is coming in tonight. We just got a little snow last night, so if you're out traveling, be safe, be well, be careful. Bless you. God bless you. And I will hit you guys up probably tomorrow night. Probably around 7. That's the goal. So, I'll put out a notice tomorrow at what time I'll be going live. So until then, see you then.